unless you had other things in mind.
Sounds good. Welcome to SunnyRedemption Sailing, the show where you get to sail on into gaming paradise. At least that's the hope. If say Nintendo announces the Switch 2 next week, then we'll be in gaming paradise. But it feels like maybe you went there when you heard about the Tokyo Game Show announcements.
Yeah, that was big for me because it's just like so much stuff.
Many JRPGs.
Yeah, like
I defer to your wisdom on that.
So the stuff that came to Game Pass was great, like especially the Mana stuff, and then the Katamari. Again, it's all like late ports, but it's still nice to have because I just prefer to play stuff on Xbox because I like achievements, and that's where I just have my bulk of my game library. So it's nice to have those there too. And yeah, I also did just buy the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters because they have a limited discount.
I saw you were playing those.
Yep. I just played like half an hour of Final Fantasy 1. That game is extremely short when you know where to go. So I'm already like maybe an eighth of the way through it after half an hour. They also have like cheats you can enable for like, increased experience in gold, so I like doubled my experience in gold. It's like the way that game is designed is very, very primitive in terms of that stuff. So like, those early JRPGs are mandatory grinds if you don't do that. So I've been through that before, so I don't need to do that again. So
you played this game how many times?
Honestly, Final Fantasy 1, I never beat it until the mobile version. No, that's not true. I beat it on GBA. Final Fantasy 2, I never beat until the mobile version. But I had them on GBA. And the current remake, the Pixel Remasters, are based on the mobile versions, which were based on the GBA versions, which were based on PS1 versions. So
that's
more
based on than San Andreas.
Copy there. Yeah. But they're really solid versions. Like, they have a lot of good options for, making it less grindy. They have, like, an actual map. Because, if you go back to the NES version, there is nothing in the way of convenience in that game. That and the first Dragon Quest are just very tough to go back to. So it's nice to have just like, okay, I can see the world map. I know where all the important locations are. And I can kind of just go from place to place pretty easily. So I'm having a good time with that. I don't think I'm going to like play through all 6 of those games in any, one after another or anything like that. I'll probably skip into each of them a little bit. The only one that I would see myself replaying right now would be like 6. Because that game's like, that's the one that like I think holds up very well. Because that's
probably also the one that
it's essentially the team really learning how to do story before going on to do Final Fantasy VII. Like,
I was just about to say,
it's just got a great story, great cast, great setting.
Like, I've heard that it's the game to get the team ready for Final Fantasy VII when it comes to writing.
Yep. And it just still plays very well. It has a lot of interesting battle dynamics and stuff. It's the one where like I wouldn't advise probably like, and it was actually like a fairly balanced JRPG. Like, it's not very grind heavy or anything. It's much more in the line of what modern JRPGs are. And if you go back to Final Fantasy 1 through 3 especially, where they were still figuring a lot of things out.
Well, that's the thing about success. Oftentimes it can be a slow burn and then suddenly you're on top of the world. Is there any truth to the rumors about the name of it being Final Fantasy and then like, well, it's not actually our company's Final Fantasy. I know it's probably not true.
So
but
my understanding is that they were, Squaresoft at the time was not in the best financial shape. And they're like, hey, we're just going to, make this JRPG based on a lot of D&D, wizardry, and Dragon Quest had already been out at the time that they were making Final Fantasy 1. So they were like, hey, let's do our own spin on this. And
right, yeah. Apparently Dragon Quest is way more influential than I thought. What were you saying last time about it
is...
influencing Pokemon?
Oh yeah, yep. Dragon Quest is insanely influential. But
wonder,
even just that first Dragon Quest influenced Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy streamlined things in a way, like it made things a lot more simplified in terms of, because in the first Dragon Quest, they retain a lot of the stuff from like wizardry and stuff with a lot of basic things are handled through like menus, and then Final Fantasy streamlined it in terms of like, okay, when you're next to someone, you just talk to them. You don't have to decide to hit a talk button to talk to them. It's much more like, yeah. So that was Final Fantasy's probably biggest
leap forward, I guess.
First contribution was streamlining a lot of things Dragon Quest did first. Final Fantasy did better, and they kind of just kept one-upping each other through the NES era or Famicom era. Because most of them weren't coming out in America. And then by the time they got the Super Nintendo, both series were really kind of firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Okay, so, what's your most anticipated game from the show?
Just Xbox-wise, or just everything? Like Xbox?
Everything.
Man, that's tough. I am fairly excited still. Well, I guess it was announced slightly before TGS, but they showed a lot of it at TGS. The next Like a Dragon game, the Pirate Majima game.
Oh yeah, the Yakuza game where they're pirates.
Like,
so that's gonna be wild.
On one hand, I just got insta-killed by something. Oh, it was a trap. There were traps in this cave.
Wait,
okay.
What?
I'm just gonna...
Oh, yeah, right. I remember the last time I got you into a trap. My bad, where that axe hit you. But hey, it hit enemies too, so it worked out.
Yeah. So, yeah, that new Yakuza game is cool. Like, it's gonna be another spin-off. It seems like they're just...
I figured.
Reusing a lot of things in smart ways, like that team does. I'm wondering, because without spoiling all of Infinite Wealth, there are some things that I wonder that if they're going to follow up on. Like, are they going to treat this as some fully canon thing, or is it going to be like Dead Souls, the zombie game where, there are only ever loose references to it, and obviously it doesn't really count as part of the actual canon of the games, or like are they just going to canonically make it so that Majima got amnesia and decided to become the pirate for a little while? So,
well,
I'm curious to see what happens.
Considering the weird twists that I've heard about and seen with the one Yakuza game that I played, I wouldn't be surprised if it was also if it was the latter. I jumped onto that platform, okay.
Like, clearly, I don't think that they're going to do much story-wise if they do tie it into the overall canon. Like, I don't think there's going to be any huge things. Although, the last, spin-off-y game, The Man Who Erased His Name, that game, especially, the last, spin-off-y game, The Man Who Erased His Name, that game, especially towards the end, tied in incredibly heavily to where Infinite Wealth picked up. So
I see.
I could see them maybe just doing something like that where most of the game is sort of its own thing, and then towards the end, something actually ends up mattering towards their next mainline game. I could see that. But regardless, I'm just happy to see more Yakuza, Like a Dragon stuff. I really thought they might take a little longer, before the next game, because this game's coming out barely a year after Infinite Wealth. And they're always very fast, but Infinite Wealth was such a massive game that I thought, okay, maybe they'll need a little more time to kind of have something else ready. But apparently not. That seems just so efficient.
So it's probably very similar to a Far Cry Primal, where again they're reusing the map.
Like they've already said, there is some new areas, but by and large they're reusing the Hawaii map, which makes sense because that map is huge.
Yeah, I thought that was the map they would use for a pirate game.
Yeah, so they're reusing Hawaii. I know they're reusing one of the other maps from Infinite Wealth, and then they have a couple new areas, pretty much. Okay. I'm going to give myself a few minutes to try to find this clue, but I'm not going to spend forever on it.
Why is it always that the first island they take us to is a riddle lately?
Yeah.
But, yeah, thanks for reminding me that I haven't really touched Infinite Wealth at all on my Steam Deck. But I've been more playing platformers lately, mostly. I told you I gave up on Penny's Big Breakaway because I was like, I really wanted to like that game. It just, the controls are so bad.
Yeah, I didn't see your message till after you said you already uninstalled it, and so I didn't like go back and look at what the second boss was because I honestly didn't remember.
The boat lady with the cannons. Like, I wouldn't be fine with it more if it didn't go from oh, well, you have a couple islands to rest on in the water that you're supposed to yo-yo yourself on, to now there's no break at all, and if you sink because the left stick went a little bit too wonky and sent you off in the completely wrong direction and you drowned, then that's it.
Yeah.
A lot of reviewers noted this at the time, too.
Yeah, that game, the controls and like the movement really take a long time to get used to, and I still need to go back to it. I think I'm on like World 3 or 4. I never quite got to the end.
It seems like they took inspiration from a lot of like 3D platformers that Sega was trying back then. I think
it's got a lot of Sega Saturn energy. It's got a little bit of like
skateboarding,
a little bit
energy,
of like Rise Star, which was a Genesis game, in there.
That's cool. It's just it really does nail that core gameplay feeling, and I don't know how they thought that this was okay. But at least it tried something different. I'm also really liking, again, despite how simplistic it is, the Plucky Squire at the moment. It had some weird glitches, where like if I put a box on a portal and then tried to get into the 3D world, it would soft lock the game. But that probably was unintended behavior. It's just that like this is such a physics-based game, even in the 2D stuff, because you're like throwing words and things that I've seen people talking about. I basically have to start the whole chapter over because I threw a word behind an obstacle. I don't really know how this got past testing either, but the gameplay is, again, very solid, and like a very solid introduction, especially for smaller players who only know Roblox, perhaps, as I recommended that to a Redditor. And, but the platformer that I've been really enjoying the most, despite how very simplistic it is, and running on an Apple TV, which is basically blank game at home. The box for Apple Arcade is Oddmar, because as much as I don't think that it approaches the heights of Rayman, it really nails that like Viking punk style that How to Train Your Dragon was going for and mixes it together. And it just feels like this kind of simple but really fun game was what I needed. And then I brutally put myself through 2 incredibly hard shooters. Forgive Me, Father, and the Foreverwinter. Forgive Me, Father. Well, that can sometimes be painfully annoying when like an enemy sneaks up on you from a door and then you suddenly lose a bunch of health. But it's like a really good boomer shooter. More so than others I've played, such as like Ion, what was her name? Whatever.
Ion, Fury?
Yes, thank you. The 3D-ification of Ion Maiden. Just because I don't know, that game's particular level design is weird. But I am looking forward to, for the most from the TGS lineup, Sonic X Shadow Generations. That looks good.
That too. Yeah, I was very tempted to pre-order that physical version. That's like $200 but I'm like, I'm not really like a merch or memorabilia type of person. And the stuff that they have there is cool looking. Like there's a replica Dreamcast case. There's like a replica Dreamcast itself. And I died to a trap again.
Oh no, I'll get you.
Are you near me? Yeah. And the chest is there too. So even if you can't get me, just grab the chest where my body is. Look out for the trap, whatever it is.
Traps are apparently the exploding barrels for you.
I don't even know what got, like, oh yeah, there is
this
a trap.
floor trap they need that you step on.
All right, let me just get.
We have stepped on it before.
All right, well, we're done here, so let's just get out.
Yes, thank goodness. Okay, I thought I was getting trapped by geometry again, but no. Okay, so like my most anticipated game overall are theme park, or Planet Coaster 2, and Life is Strange.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
But that game looks like it's in trouble. Or it could be. I don't know. It seems like maybe there was some toxic stuff at Donut before, and with
well, this is Deck 9,
other
isn't
games.
it?
No, you're right. It is. Why do I keep thinking that?
I know there was some stuff at Deck 9 as well. So
yes, that's what I'm mixing up. I'm sorry, everybody, if I'm not as sharp as I usually am. I got 5 hours of sleep today after some neighbors decided it was time to party at 2:30. Yeah, no. But anyway, so like there's that, and then Planet Coaster 2 looks good, though it could end up being disappointing. And I'm gonna get it, Life is Strange, and Sonic, maybe physically. I'll see reviews for Sonic because sometimes it just people are like, "Oh, this is really good," and then suddenly I'm like, "Oh, this doesn't feel good for me."
I don't think people know exactly how much of it is going to be brand new. Like the Shadow campaign basically going to be like a full-on like similar number of levels to the original Sonic Generations, or is it just going to be a few new levels that they've already shown off? Like that's the thing that's still up in the air. Like because if it's just Sonic Generations with a couple new levels, it's not as exciting to me. But it seems more like they've made a sequel to the, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I was about to say the Shadow the Hedgehog game, and
they needed to graft it onto Sonic Generations to justify it. That's what it feels like to me. It's like, okay, someone at Sonic Team wanted to make a sequel to Shadow the Hedgehog, and this was how they pitched it. Is like, we can sell a remaster with this, all this new stuff, and that's how we can justify doing this.
The big story hook being, of course, does Shadow try to save Maria, even though that will destroy the timeline? Because that's what people go nuts for, is a girl dying. But hey, it makes sense because that is the crux of Shadow's whole reason for being so angry at the world.
Like when I saw the Sonic Symphony last year, there were definitely cheers in the audience when they showed Maria, the girl.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled in a couple of levels from the old Shadow the Hedgehog game.
They've already announced. There's nothing from Shadow the Hedgehog, but they have, some Sonic Adventure 2. They're leaning heavily on the Sonic Adventure 2 stuff and even the Sonic 2006 stuff. So.
Oh wow. That's really pulling from the data banks there.
Kingdom Valley, probably the best level from Sonic 06, honestly.
Oh, okay.
That's not saying much, though.
Yeah, maybe I should get a copy of Sonic 06 just to see how bad it actually is on original hardware next time.
I mean, if you want to see the worst it could possibly be, check out the PS3 version, because the 360 version came out later. And they actually did reduce some of the loading times slightly. They're still terrible, and they made it a little better, frame rate rise and stuff.
Well, at least that's if your PS3 doesn't explode trying to play that game.
There is a Shipwreck here if you want to go down and check for anything.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit behind us now. We drifted a bit, but
that's okay.
I'm also just keeping an eye on the Reaper. There is a grade 5 Reaper now, so.
Oh, there is a grade 5 Reaper. Fantastic.
They're somewhat close to us, so I'm just going to
Let's take turns diving then.
Yeah, or you can just dive and I can harpoon stuff. I'm just going to move the ship over.
Okay, I'll efficiently grab stuff as much as possible.
And I'm just going to keep an eye on the map. If the Reapers start getting pretty close to us, we can just bail. Because right now they're headed in our general direction, which I am not a fan of.
Well, okay, so my other most anticipated game from the Tokyo Game Show is the Midnight Walk. It really is part of such a great trend of trying different styles in the mid-range games that is filtering up, it seems, because if this gets a big showcase, then it's made it. So, like, the Pluckysquire has not real 3D objects, but the illusion of 3D of real world objects with a game. And of course, like a Harold the Purple Crayon style storybook drawings. And then Neo Fantasian, just like the original Fantasian, which I tried a little bit of and was like, oh man, I'm not liking this at all on my Apple TV.
I've heard good things about the battle system. That's what really intrigues me, and obviously just the fact that Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu are teaming up for it. That's the my main draw.
That's
just
cool. I think they'll just want to actually play it on a console eventually and see what else they can clean up about it. I don't know. It feels very much like turn-based JRPG kit at home, but
well, to be fair, it's from the guy who pioneered a lot of that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That at least has that pedigree behind it.
It might just be that I'm just not... Okay, there's the Shipwreck. You're right, it is a little bit deep, but I will swim as far as I can. What other game did that? Well, and then the other encouraging trend from Tokyo Game Show is Western games getting more localized, because that will mean better uptake with Japanese audiences. Maybe even for Xbox, which was like, well, we're doing that for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Please actually buy this game.
Yeah, because that's been a big problem for Xbox. Is like skipping out on the localization. Like, you can't really expect to gain traction in a region if you're not properly supporting them.
Yeah, I think they might sense an opportunity to do this, because PlayStation is softening severely in Japan due to the price hikes. I mean, like, not severely enough to the point where PlayStation's gonna die in Japan. It's the home market. It's just that I think that Sony may have gotten a little bit resting on its haunches when it comes to that audience, because, well, they have a 98% monopoly. What are they gonna do anything else?
I don't think Xbox should expect to gain, more than single-digit market share in that region for the foreseeable future, but it's better than doing nothing and ceding that market completely to someone else.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're not doing much for the Western market either, so we'll see how that goes. But they do seem to think it's easier to just write checks to existing Japanese developers rather than cultivating their own. See, end of Tango Gameworks. Let me just grab this, and hopefully that should give me some extra healing. There we go. That chicken. Alright. Let's see. But yeah, the Midnight Walk looks like the best overall game. Although Ghost of Yotei looks very cool. If it's still that open-worldy Assassin's Creed in Japan vibe game, then if they can do that better than Assassin's Creed Shadows, then that would be great, but...
Oh, we're not going to find out for a few months, at least with Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah, with the friggin' delay.
Pretty much as late as you possibly could, because that was probably going through certification, probably, like, getting ready to, ship out.
Again, what does certification even mean anymore? Seriously, I don't get it.
There's still a minimum compliance and everything.
Yeah, with games crashing.
The thing is, a lot of big developers, from what I understand, like, they sort of get by certification on goodwill more than anything. Like, hey, you guys have shipped plenty of games. You guys can kind of coast through. We trust that you're not going to release a broken product, and then they do.
Well, or at least not an entirely broken product. I cannot take a flame of fate from that. Darn.
Was there anything else good left in the Shipwreck?
There is. I'm just gonna make one more dive. I really did think that the cooked food would allow me to heal through drowning, but it did not. Like everything else in the Sony showcase, at least, was other than the Astrobot DLC, which looks like it'd be cool. / also reminding more people about how many more PlayStation franchises have gone by the wayside. Is that like the PSVR 2 games are finally heating up just as the peripheral is getting a price
it feels like it could be a little too little too late on that front. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll find some traction with those, but and there does look the ones that they showed look pretty cool, like the Metro one, Hitman.
I'm not even sure how much traction Facebook or Meta, whatever. I still think of them as Facebook. With the Quest 3S, because I will say I was actually kind of tempted, since I'm getting a performance a spot bonus at work for some really intense work I did recently. But I was like, well, I know myself when it comes to VR, and it will get play for a few weeks, and then go in a drawer and gather dust. Even with Arkham Shadow, which looks like it could be the best VR Melee game ever made. And it could be far too late. Because the format simply just cannot win right now. Not with people cutting back on hardware spending. It seems like maybe the reason that we're seeing all of these people scrambling to try to make money elsewhere is because you simply cannot sell expensive boxes to people right now. Again, this may change with like if Xbox gets smart next generation and bundles a copy of OD. I mean, it's a cloud game, but still, like really promotes OD, knows what they're doing, has this as their next gen, killer app. Then, I mean, it's a killer app that connects to the internet permanently and has some power of the cloud stuff that I'm not sure is actually going to be all that good, but like, it's better to have a killer game than none. And I'm not sure which games delayed to cross-gen would actually be real hooks for a next Xbox. Still, like, this was a good show. Xbox showed good stuff.
Yeah, like,
Sony showed good stuff.
Pretty, like, especially the Xbox show. I was watching it after work and was like, I just, didn't look up any headlines. I just like one after another, like, damn, stuff that I am interested in. Some of it that I played already, but I'm willing to, like, play again. Like Trials of Mana, I played the first few hours on PS4 back in the day. And Legend of Mana, I played on emulator a little bit.
I see.
But, it's still nice to have that kind of stuff rotating into Game Pass.
1 second.
Stuff like that.
Who else had shows at this thing? It's
Capcom had a little stream.
They were like,
we
might remaster Dead Rising 2.
Yeah.
And, whoops. That's a big fridge door. Good. Gotta close that.
I hate coming into this island because there's always little rocks that you can barely see.
Oh no.
They're taking a little damage there.
Okay, so I know what I wanted to talk about. StarCraft.
Oh yeah. I'm really.
I know what I wanted to talk about. StarCraft.
Oh yeah. I'm really kind of a StarCraft. Like I played it when I was way too young to understand it, and like StarCraft 2 came out, I played like a little bit, but not enough to really say that I know what I'm doing. And I'm really not good at RTSs.
I used to be really good at RTSs. Age of Empires 2 and Rise of Nations used to be all I played.
I'm very open to most genres. RTS is one that like I struggle with a lot.
I struggle with it now because I've been away for so long, and because the console port controls can be a bit much. But
I played a bit of Halo Wars when that came out. I played, I've dabbled in quite a few of them, but just have never really gotten good at any of them.
I'm gonna slowly push my way through Age of Mythology and Age of Empires 4. I just haven't had the time with all these games coming out. And I pre-ordered the deluxe edition or whatever of Age of Mythology. There appears to be a red mermaid statue right by our ship. So I'm gonna go.
I'll meet you there in a second. I'm just gonna check the map real quick and make sure we're still okay.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted to grab. Kind of worried my controller might have stick drift.
We're okay for
now. They did
now.
announce some new see-through controllers for Xbox. It's like cool.
I did see that. I'm very tempted by that because I love that kind of thing.
I mean, ever more the opportunity to sell plastic stuff.
Yeah,
but at least it's not.
I don't really need a new controller, which is why I didn't buy one. But if I was like kind of needing one, I'd probably just pull the trigger.
If I hadn't just gotten a replacement red controller after losing my controller at a friend's house and then getting it back later, I would buy one of those. They look really cool.
And I was very tempted by the dual senses that they put out for the 30th anniversary PlayStation stuff. I was like, oh, I really don't need to know the dual sense, but this one looks really cool.
I was about to say, isn't it Xbox's announcement seems not tone deaf. Like, people are like, can you give us some new announcements for games? And then Sony's like, here, PlayStation Anniversary, PS5 Pro.
Yeah, I feel like the whole rollout of that stuff was so weird. Like, why? I feel like the PS5 Pro announcement would have gone so much better if that had been announced alongside of it, or some of the other stuff that they ended up showing at the State of Play. Like, here's some more games that'll be, performing better that we just neglected to mention earlier, or just, Digital Foundry got a look at them, but we didn't show them on our stream for some reason.
Well, that's probably because Digital Foundry has always been the best marketing for those kinds of products.
Yeah, I'm sure they got, exclusive first reveal on that stuff, and then Sony showed it off on their own later or something, but it's still just why did they do this weird stage, multi-stage rollout of their announcements about it? Just show everything.
This shark is so stuck.
So that we know what we're getting. And even then, for as cool as that limited edition console looks, and I understand the hype behind it, that still doesn't push me to want to spend $700 on a Pro.
And the most comments I saw on that video were like, "Oh yeah, the 30th anniversary of the console that revolutionized games forever by coming with a disc drive."
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. That's an extra just salt in the wound kind of thing.
Seriously, they tried to say, here's why, to Kotaku, I think it was. Here's why you should buy this, and it's an interview with IGN. It says, well, the technologies that I just mentioned, And there's the SSD, there's Wi-Fi 7, and the new technologies. It's like you said the same thing twice about the new technologies, about your AI upscaling BS, about your tiny blades of grass being a little bit better.
I mean, to be fair, the upscaling is probably one of the better things that they can sell it on, because that stuff, if it is comparable to DLSS, like, that's been such a huge thing in the PC space in the past 5 years that, like, I think, like, but that's also the sort of thing that's tough to really show off. It's something that's much more noticeable in an experiential way, where if you play a game with it on, then with it off for a little bit, if you do that on PC with newer PCs and newer graphics cards, it's like, okay, I see the difference if I'm running a game with or without DLSS, but there's not quite... That's not something you just show off in a 5-second montage.
This is true. Well...
But it's like,
the way
I don't
showed
want to undersell that stuff too much, because it does seem like, Nintendo seems like they're having their own DLSS style solution in Switch 2 from all the rumors, and I'm sure Xbox will have something to show.
Yeah, well,
put out new hardware.
Well, the thing is that in order to show this to a reporter from The Verge and a few other people, probably including the Digital Foundry folks, they made them play with wired controllers 5 feet away. Of course, if you're standing that close to the TV, you're going to see a difference. Yeah. But at normal TV viewing distances, like when Gorilla said, like, hey, this is what's going to be different with Forbidden West. There's going to be less shimmering on the graphics and stuff. I was like, there was shimmering? Because you remember when I first played Horizon Forbidden West with you on your PS5. I was like, this is the game that's selling me on a PS5. It looks really good. I wasn't, like, noticing edging and artifacts and stuff like that. I don't understand what these people are on sometimes.
I'm sure that the differences are there, and, like, especially from a developer point of view, it's probably much easier to, like, with a pro version of console, to, like, make things run better with less, necessary tooling around with things. But I think at this point, from the consumer point of view, it's just not as evident as it has been in the past. Like, the changes.
Moore's Law is flattening.
The one that, like, does look significantly better, and because I played all of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on performance mode, like, seeing the jump in all the settings on PS5 Pro, that's the one that, if I hadn't played that game already, I would probably much rather play it on a Pro. But again, like, it was perfectly playable on a PS5 performance mode. But you did sometimes notice, like, okay, these assets are kind of popping in, or, like, it feels like a little underbaked in some ways. Look out, there's a gunpowder guy chasing me.
I've been backpedaling from him for the past minute. You don't need to tell me. I'm trying to shoot his legs out from under him, so I get a free exploding barrel.
Like, when I bought my PS5 Pro, I mainly bought it to play Spider-Man. And it,
I think you said PS5 Pro. You got for PS5 regular,
Pro,
not
PS4 Pro.
All these pros are blending together.
Like, when they put out footage of Spider-Man, and I'm like, okay, I trust Insomniac on this game, and this game does. They were showing it off, and, like, seeing the jump from the PS4 to PS4 Pro is like, okay, I would much rather play this on a PS4 Pro, and that was kind of my springboard to just doing that. There's really nothing comparable with the PS5 Pro for me so far.
If that price was better, the game that would sell me on it would absolutely be Gran Turismo 7, because of the 4K 120, first of all, but also I would at least try the ray tracing mode, the new ray tracing mode, where the cars reflect light off of each other. I was like, okay, yeah, I can see how this is a bit of a leap compared to the PS5 student, I guess now we're calling it. But I would be spending $1,000 before playing any game like that, because I got this game physically, and I would have to buy it again. Back when the PSVR 2 was the thing that I was interested in it was the best game on there graphically, and also I really enjoyed the racing cockpit feel. I mean, that racing games sell VR headsets, and since these are basically just VR-capable PCs at this point, it made a lot of sense why they, showcase that as a launch title for the PSVR 2. I was like, oh man, this is going to be so great. It has all of these games, and then nothing for a while. Maybe not nothing, but like very, very little. And now we get a late port of Metro game. Well, or is it a new game? I didn't even really...
I thought it was a new game.
You know what? It is, but it just... I don't know. It looks like very old. That might have been what tricked my brain there. But, like... Well, it's good that, you know what? There's always been a competition between Japan and the West. And for a while there, Japan dominated. And then it receded as the era of HD gaming took off, and Japanese developers were having a very hard time with transitioning into HD. But now that it appears that Western game developers are the ones with the bloated budgets that are taking really long to put out games, seems like the steady consistency of Japanese developers is helping a lot. I mean, last year's... Was it the most talked about PS5 exclusive this year too? I don't know. Stellar Blade?
Oh, yeah. I haven't tried that game, really, but I've heard decent things about it. It seems like it's more flash than substance is the biggest criticism I heard about it, but I'm okay with that every once in a while.
Same with like the thepluckysquire, because that is one of the criticisms that people have had, that the gameplay is very shallow. But, sometimes... You need gameplay that just is simple and works to just get lost in a game. Like again, that Forgive Me Father Doom style shooter. You just point weapons at enemies and shoot them. There's not like 7,000 health bars to manage, or counter mechanics, or literal, like one of the things in Suicide Squad. Or, I guess, Unalive Squad. Whatever, with the algorithm. At this point. It is not... When you get certain encounters, you get literally a casino-like... slot machine thingy. That goes in front of your face and can give you a bonus to something. But I was like, get out of my face! This is overstimulating! Why? So, again, fine with just a shooter that knows what it is, a loving hodgepodge of genres, or just a simple platformer. Oh, yeah. I'm glad they also got into a little bit more detail with Nintendo's plans for Echoes of Wisdom, because apparently Zelda was not originally considered to be the protagonist, but they wanted to do like a sword and shield game, but we're like, well, with the items too, but they realized that people would immediately pick the sword and shield once they got it, and so like they iterated on that way, like really thinking about how they could make this fun without the usual Zelda staples in order to try and innovate. That just makes a lot of sense to me, and then, well, who's the person who doesn't fight usually, but maybe has to this time? Let's
Yeah, I'm curious to try that game out. I haven't bought it yet because I'm budgeting my video game budget for this month is pretty low, so it's like probably next paycheck I'll look into it. But I've heard pretty good things about it, so I'm definitely looking forward to giving it a shot.
And in terms of Japanese media, really getting into a bit of anime lately, and now I've been hearing good things about Nier Automata version 1.1a. Seems like a prequel to
yeah, I forgot that
game.
came out. Yeah,
I didn't really get into the game so much. I don't know why. It's a good game. It's just after a bit, I was just like, oh well, I haven't played this game in a minute, and I completely forgot how to play, and I'm stuck.
Oh, by the way, so I think we should probably cancel this voyage because our next island is right where the 2 ships on our map are.
Sure.
So let's cancel this and just re-roll for another Voyage of Legends. See what we get.
Sounds good.
1 down. Yes, you did.
Okay, just.
And then don't worry, I made sure that we sail to it, not dive, so we don't lose a heart.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that would have been heartbreaking. Oh.
Yeah. Thunder Valley and Snake Island. So avoid Crook's Hollow for now. That's where we don't want to go. Thunder Valley, Snake Island's still a little close to them, but oh, they're sailing north, maybe. Okay. I don't know if they're fighting each other or teamed up, but I don't like the looks of that.
Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Yeah. You know what? They're sailing up, so let's just start sailing northwest, and if they keep going upwards, we should be in the clear to do Crook's Hollow.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, so we got these 3 islands. Knock those out.
But yeah, it really seems like there's a fight brewing over the, over the ship that everybody fights over. The
Burning Blade.
The Burning Blade. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to my office tomorrow and complain about what happened last night because it has really been messing with my brain today. Sorry about that, but I know what I wanted to tell you. So Valve had some stealth announcements too, like turning cheaters in Deadlock into frogs.
Oh, I saw an article. Yeah, I'm always game for creative ways to punish cheaters. As long as there's not a high, like false like reporting sort of thing going on, because it's always unfortunate when like companies are trying to punish cheaters and end up inadvertently punishing legitimate players too. So hopefully that's like a pretty airtight solution, I guess.
Well, the funny thing is that just like past history, when cheaters went to a forum to complain about their wings not opening in the pirated version of Arkham Asylum, they're saying, guys, do you ever get this weird glitch? Or at least one guy is. I think his name is Pagu on the Rotting Birds site. I'm like, okay, well, you just played yourself. Or maybe he's joking. I don't know. But the other thing is they are actually removing cheats from themselves and turning off forced arbitration. I got it was interesting to get a Steam subscriber agreement pop up when I tried to turn on my Steam Deck and play something. I was like, oh, if I don't accept this, would I not be able to use my Steam Deck at all? I was nervous about what this might entail, and then I looked it up later, and I was like, okay.
That's interesting. I wonder what would propel that change.
Well, possibly the bad news around Disney Plus arbitration there.
Oh, yeah, just avoiding a future PR hit, I guess.
Yeah. Seems like Disney's just taking L after L lately, and now is jacking up prices for their service that's overstuffed with a bunch of boring shows.
Yeah, I got an email about that because I'm subscribed through Verizon, and like for free, and they're like, hey, the price is going up. if you're a Verizon subscriber, disregard, because you still get it for free. So I'm like, cool. I continue not caring about the price hikes for now.
Well, I'm using a streaming service recording service, $5 a month, called Play on Cloud, that is allowing me to record the first couple episodes of Agatha alone. I will try that out, possibly tonight after, and then maybe that'll cure my insomnia, if it's bad. But ooh, okay, that looks. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Stupid controller drift. Okay, that's just a skeleton ship.
Yeah, I looked through that just to be sure.
And the map says. Okay, that's why I was confused, because I think this is a special. It's the special Reaper with the burning blade. So, and it also has a 4 next to it.
I think that might mean ships defeated with it. I'm not sure.
It looks like some building thingies, so maybe it's
like
those
or like
keys.
world events done with it. Maybe I forget.
Yeah, that could be interesting. All right.
Okay, so the skeleton should be in that cave, right that we're parked right next to.
Oh, yep, I see them. Just regular skellies right now.
Okay, so it looks like the burning blade's at the hideout, the Reaper's hideout. They're a little ways away from us.
So they're probably cashing in.
Yeah, we're okay at least for the next couple minutes. So let's just do a few of these waves, and I might just go back and check to be sure. There is a rowboat chest with a bunch of fruit and stuff in there.
Yeah, that'll make things easier for sure.
Where are the rest of them hiding? They're there. Those.
Oh, okay, that's when they got hit by the sunlight. I thought that just because it was kind of light out, they would get hit. But nope, the sun is rising now in our favor.
Oh, that's a skeleton ship still. Okay, the skeleton ship's just waiting for us to leave the island.
Wow. I won't want to engage with them unless we're like super sure we can do it quickly, because I wouldn't want to get overloaded. Yeah. Treasure! What? Alrighty. Regular skellies, except they're purple. Whoa. Just grab that. Yeah.
Gold skeletons, where we got water right here.
Nice. I also have one more blender bomb. Let's do it. There we go. All nice and rusty. I'm gonna eat a banana. Wait, no, what? distract them. Okay, apparently we... I think this is the... Alright, plant skillies. Let's keep them away from the water this time. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Okay.
Coming back.
And I'm dead, because they swarm me.
Alright, I probably won't be able to get you.
That's okay, I'll just accept the L here. But yeah, like, overall, I think that people getting really hyped for the Tokyo Game Show stuff shows that gaming is healing, because whether Assassin's Creed Shadows is good or not, they have cleared the deck a little bit by delaying the game, and it seems like they might have learned a little bit from Star Wars Outlaws' failure, as that was literally the reason that they cited for delaying the game, because they do not want another Star Wars Outlaws where they somehow rush a game where the core of gameplay is just broken. Apparently they're gonna fix a lot of things in a November update of Star Wars Outlaws, as well as at the first new story chapter. I guess?
Yeah, I was kind of tentative about trying that game. I'll probably just wait for it to, be patched up a little better, I guess. See what they do to it.
I'm not renewing my Ubisoft Plus next year, though, because it doesn't seem like they have much stuff that's new that's going to be worth it. And so either they finally realize that they have to make smaller games with worse graphics, or they end up falling from their high perch after canceling a lot of the tiny Assassin's Creed related projects that they were spreading themselves thin with to try to get it everywhere.
Yeah, because I feel like they found their footing again with the previous 3 Assassin's Creed games, and then stumbled a bit with Mirage, which admittedly I haven't played yet, but just everything that I've heard was they tried to go back to a smaller scope.
Yeah.
It just, didn't really come together. And now they have this new big one that keeps coming out, and they're just okay, we need this to really find our footing yet again with the series. So they need to just get off on the right foot rather than have another ER nightmare. The way that they have,
and they're hoping
mostly Unity.
They're hoping for Valentine's Day, it seems, that people will fall in love with them again. But we shall see. I mean, the gameplay looked good. It seems like all the systems are complete. They just really are going for extra polish. And canceling the Ultimate Edition, or the Early Access, or whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, they're completely changing the business model in the meantime, too. It's just hey, we're just gonna get rid of this stuff we've been doing with these games and just really focus on selling the core game to you, I guess.
Well, and also, again, retaining Ubisoft Plus subscribers this way by giving them a quality game. So when I played Mirage, that's what I was going to say, it seems like what happened is they looked at old YouTube walkthroughs of Assassin's Creed 2 and built the game on that, because it feels like a very fuzzy memory of how these games were supposed to work, but without a lot of the polish of Brotherhood, for instance. I've played a lot of halves of Assassin's Creed games at this point, because they are just so enormous.
Same here. To this date, the only one that I finished was Unity of all games.
Origins for me. And again, I see what they were trying to go for with Mirage, and if they find a good balance between the pure stealth gameplay for the Japanese woman, and then for the big black samurai dude whose name I'm forgetting right now, they bring back the combat system, the more RPG-like combat system that people like, and you get to switch between them, and it's interesting. then that's really all they need. They don't need like 5,000 weight-reducing currencies to make money with this game. They just need to make a good game. And that's what competition does, is it's like, well, if people are more going towards this type of game, and they're not so interested in your open world game, then, well, you gotta change your business model to compete. Not necessarily by making it a JRPG, though that would be a turn-based action game, though that would be interesting. But, like, possibly why their multi-crossover push didn't really work was because Captain Laserhawk appears to have landed very flatly. Just like the idea of, ooh, mixing a bunch of characters from all sorts of different universes feels a little bit late. But also that it doesn't really seem like they had a lot of vision for the side projects. Like, Jade is literally going to, or whatever it's called now, is literally just Assassin's Creed on your phone at home. And as we've seen, people don't want to buy games on phone anymore. They either want to get them for free or with subscription services. So, good luck with that. I guess you're just checking for Reapers still?
No, I'm watching what this other ship is doing. Because it looks like they're going for the Fort of the Damned, so if they stop there, I think we're okay. I mean, we shouldn't be here too long, because it's just 3 chests to grab, and it's a fairly small island. But I just want to make sure they're not heading for us.
Okay, well, I think I'm on the main island. Whereas with Sonic and all their crossovers, they're like, well, yeah, we know what kind of crossovers would work well with Sonic, and there is a well-established history of Sonic mobile games, even if most of them don't appear to be very good. Like, I've tried Sonic Dream Team, and it feels like boost mode Sonic at home.
Yeah, I really would love to try those games, but a lot of, like, the Apple Arcade stuff is still just, like, iOS only, obviously, so hopefully eventually it makes it elsewhere. Seems like a lot of the Apple Arcade stuff ends up coming elsewhere after a couple of years.
And usually, most of the time, Apple's approach to this isn't too bad because they're boosting existing mobile games that didn't get a lot of attention, like Oddmar. I was like, ooh, this game is really cool. It appears to have come out of nowhere. Released in 2018, had no idea. Yeah. And that's probably because it was $5. And nobody saw it. Well, maybe not nobody, but just like, not enough people to make an enduring franchise out of it. But, well, this is what they do. They usually take very family-friendly concepts like Lego, Star Wars, Sonic, and things, and then build spin-off games of them, or just like plus an existing game without ads or microtransactions or any of that, which I'm all for. Very simple and straightforward, even if it is, again, very much the like, Timmy, we already have an Apple TV for streaming. Go just download some games on that and leave me alone about getting an Xbox.
If I had an Apple device, I would definitely consider Apple Arcade, at least, trying it out, but just not in that ecosystem, so.
I'm bringing my Apple TV home. If I'm still subscribed to Apple Arcade by then, either that or I'll just get a month. And see what games, like, my family likes. Because things like Song Pop Trivia could be fun. But if I still am doing that, it would be interesting to get your feedback on it. I'm currently having trouble because, like, I've had issues with, like, the camera going wonky and being sent in the wrong places, but then again, it might just be that there's just a lot of bright, colorful stuff going on the screen, and I'm getting overstimulated by that. We'll see. I've been thinking somewhere around here, but
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which actual level this chest is on.
That's the problem with a lot of these.
I think it's over here. West of there. Either like right here. There it is. Got it.
Nice. Means the other one should be pretty close by, right?
Yeah, it's probably on that upper ledge where I was looking for this one.
Might be right. Let's see. Oh no, are you freaking serious? The exploded barrel! Again! Come on.
Right. I think I have a pretty good idea where this other one is.
I should have remembered I had no ammo. Well,
Gotcha.
there it goes. Thank you. That was not my finest hour.
Okay. Sure. This is where the first one was. Should be just west over here. They must be up here somewhere. Maybe right here. Oh yeah, it might be like just right here. Yep. Then there's just one more on the western island.
Okay, well. That is not the western island. Then. We'll go the other way then.
Just gonna fire myself out of cannon. There.
Makes sense. Here, piggy piggy.
Right.
I'm gonna play a nice fun game of tag. Oh, well. Whatever then.
Oh.
Some pigs are just curmudgeons and don't want to play tag with your sword.
Right. So our riddle over here should get us to grade 4. Do that. Although it's on Plunder Valley, which is not my favorite riddle spot.
I'm gonna do something that's very outside the lines for me. I am going to bring this aboard. Oh gosh. For your jolly good snaky, for your jolly good snaky, and you need to go to sleep. There we go.
Okay. Well, if you feel like maintaining it, because I sure as hell don't. I hate those things.
Well, I'll just have him keep you company by the wheel. No. No, I'm gonna put him in the crow. I'm gonna put Mr. Blue Drapple over here in the crow's nest, where he won't bother anybody until it's time to come get him. I really don't know what the other. Oh, ouch! I lost that time and got stunned. This has been quite a long swim with Mr. Blue Drapple here. 'Cause I'm blue and a drapple snake. Anyway. Ah! Nope! It just like keeps popping his head in and out because it keeps going from attacking to drowning. Ah. Okay, so let's put... Oh! Oops.
the Thunder Valley.
I'm sure you'll get along. Oh, ow, ow, poison, ow. Okay. Whee! Alright, I'll cook some other snake to counter the snake that I'm currently getting as a pet. But yeah, overall what I'm seeing with the shows and stuff like this is that nobody can be top dog forever, and the games that people like are gonna change no matter what you do. Like, I'm pretty sure GTA 6 is gonna be big, but can the Grand Theft Auto series sustain itself forever is the question. Or in the case of Annapurnainteractive, can you sustain yourselves at all? Which is in the negative, because, and apparently this is just the latest Jason Schreier W on this, there was a personal dispute between the founder and one of the Ellison family, who owns National Amusements and is their biggest, or was Annapurna Interactive's biggest investor. To the point of, like, Jeff Keighley having, like, a Mean Girls moment where he ended up telling said founder, again, I'm trying to find, like, the name. Megan Ellison was, like, Nathan Gary is the executive, and Megan Ellison was the investor, who apparently, like, just her sitting and eating with people made Nathan Gary furious. I guess because they had creative differences. I would love to get more details. I just, for some reason, when I reopened that Bloomberg article that was free, it then wanted me to buy. So, why does the Jason Schreier goodness have to be behind a paywall? Oh well. I mean, overall, a pretty shenanigans light week at least.
Yeah.
Even for us, apparently there is a random other ship doing the Fort of the Damned.
Yeah, that's a ship I was keeping an eye on.
They just appear to be at the Fort of the Damned, so...
They've just been there for a bit, probably just working on it.
Then we have... Let's see...
The Reaper Burning Blade at least disappeared, so... That was the big...
So they cashed it in, good... Yeah. They cashed it in, good for them. It would still be great to try and get a whole crew together for that, but yeah, it's been difficult to coordinate. Tough to do,
and yeah, get it all together, even attempt it. I'd be willing to do it.
So the closest outpost is Paradise Spring. Or, excuse me, the closest island is Paradise Spring, and then the closest outpost to that is Plunder Outpost, which would be on the way from Plunder Valley anyway,
okay.
So...
I mean, so
if they don't end up turning...
part, there is a second part to this quest. We don't know which island that's going to be on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And Paradise Spring is just kind of optional. That's just the bottle quest that I picked up. It's just got a few chests there.
I knew that.
They're not going to be at Thena's level, so it could be worth going to if it's on our way, but we'll see where the next chapter brings us to.
Well,
I'm good to go for another half hour at least, by the way, so if you are good with that.
Okay, so Fort of the Damned. The ship is circling it.
Yeah, they're probably just cannon firing at all the skeletons. That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lure them out and then...
Cannonballs.
Exactly. Oh, whoops, I did not realize we were already on the island. There we go, though.
So, I do not know where... I don't know what this first clue is referring to, so that's a bad sign. feel like most of the time when I read the clues, I at least have a vague inkling of what they're talking about, but this one I have no idea. I'm gonna have to circle around the outside.
Well, that's because it hasn't faded in yet.
It has for me.
Oh, okay, so I guess that happens whenever the person holds it aloft for the first time.
Yeah.
Mark of the blood red hand on the... That's probably a mark on a cliffside somewhere, right?
Yeah. Usually that sounds like a rock painting, but I'm just not sure. I don't have a good visualization in my head of what it is. What I'm supposed to be looking for exactly. I'm gonna guess it's on the upper level, because there's not really much of a north around. Wait, are we on the right island? Am I crazy? Oh yeah, we are.
No, we're on Pleasure Valley.
Yeah, we are. For some reason, for a second, I thought this was like totally... I thought this was that other big surfy island. Forget the name of it.
Better is the Sea of Thieves for the entirety of the game's history.
Oh wait, is this it? No. That's a butterfly.
Everybody, this is... We know what we're talking about most of the
To be
time.
fair, there's like 75 islands or something. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of islands to remember, for sure.
Oh, the blood
I'm gonna
red.
see while you're figuring...
You know, oh, the blood
I'm gonna
red.
see while you're figuring this out.
I think I do know. I think I know the painting I was talking about. I just don't know where it is at all.
I'm trying to think. Just grab. Okay, ammo pouch there. Oh, and there was also that kind of cute little moment where the X button is in the wrong place. That's from Phil. It's like maybe he's feeling a little bit happier just being on the game show floor. And
what did he say? I missed whatever that is.
Oh. So he was holding a DualSense controller and said the X button is in the wrong place.
Okay.
And then I ended up having some fun with some other Reddit commenters being like, cross marks the spot and stuff like that. It is such a funny little bit of translation stuff because when I had a PSP, a lot of games I thought would use the cross button, I guess, as the
Found the clue.
It's still an X button in my American brain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I only knew that some people called it the cross button because some games would refer to it by that, like spell it out like that, but very rarely.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, I feel like people just call it the X button.
Is that... Wait. Okay. That looks like just somebody's ship. It's just a plain old ship that's just sitting here.
Oh yeah, it
with
is.
Nothing but a wood crate on it.
Okay, maybe there's another player here. I mean, we have a few options. We could grief them or ignore them and hope they don't mess with us, or try to do an alliance. Those are kind of our options as far as I can tell.
The Lady Foxfire, huh? Well, I'll show you some Foxfire, alright?
I'm gonna go back near where our ship is and make sure no one's messing with it.
And I'm gonna steal your wood crate! That's what that ship gets for existing near me.
So let me keep an eye on, make sure I don't see anyone. Hopefully no one's messing with our ship.
Yeah, that would be certainly an interesting dichotomy of like just messing with each other's ships.
So that's on the southwest side.
Mystery.
Let me go back to our ship, just to be safe.
Wait. I think this is the other player.
Found them?
Well, unless you're on their ship, then...
No, I'm not.
Yeah, probably.
Are they, like, repairing their ship?
Well, if they are, they're having a hard time doing it, because I'm just gonna creep them.
I'm just getting back to our ship to make sure no one's messing with ours. So if you are okay handling that.
Uh-huh.
In
Well...
fact, I could just bring our ship around if you want to just, you know, end the problem right there.
Well, at least he knows basics of step camping, of ladder camping. But... Ahoy, indeed.
I mean, are you guys, like, actively fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
So they don't...
It's probably just grieving at this point, though, because, again, he only has a wood crate.
I mean, do you want to try doing an alliance, or do you want to just sink them?
Well, I'm currently fighting them, so...
Okay, so I'm just going to come around the ship. Is it only one person that you've seen?
It's only one person that I'm seeing,
okay,
so...
good. I will come around.
I'm just trolling them until, you come around.
Yeah. Let me get my
Ahoy,
balls ready.
Peekaboo! Nice try.
I mean, if it seems like a brand new player, I almost feel bad sticking them, but, you know, if they're fighting back, then I don't feel so bad. If they were a new player if they were a new player who seemed to have no clue what they were doing...
It seems like they have a second friend with them.
Okay.
So, now
around.
They feel a little bit more able to take care of themselves, especially since that guy did keep me off the ladders.
It's just when I see, you know, a ship with blank sails and no cosmetics, it's like, I don't know if I necessarily want to...
That's Sea of Thieves, they gotta learn sometime.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, it looks like they're trying to sail away now. They see my ship and they're like, okay, let's get out of here. I'm also really not that willing. They're trying to step at me now. I'm not that willing to give chase, honestly.
Yeah, no. Let's just...
Yeah.
We chased them off.
Yeah. So...
They got a valuable lesson about defending their ship, and now they can... There's something glowing on the bottom of the seafloor here, so I'm gonna go check that out.
Alright, so yeah, they're sailing away. Probably trying to put out their fire.
Ooh, golden reliquary. Oh, crap. The shark is attacking me. Where are you? Hang on. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, we stole their wood crate successfully. At the cost of a little bit of my soul, we have gotten greedy.
Right, so it looks like they dealt with their fire, but they're still sailing away.
Yeah, I guess.
We still probably want to keep an eye on them.
They have to know that they're outmatched! Crap, a shark ate me. That's what I get!
You mean, hold on, I'm not going to be able to get you. The shark's attacking me. And it was trying, because you're next to the wood crate, it was trying to make me get things from the wood crate instead.
Oh no! Oh no! Again, that's kind of what I get, I guess.
So I got the wood crate. And I was about to continue the riddle. So I don't know if you just want to kind of keep an eye out for that ship, just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because if they get the jump on us, they can still very well sink us, especially with how big this island is. If we're far
how much
from,
loot we have.
If we're far from our ship, they could totally just sink the ship before we even get back to it.
All right. Well,
I think one of us should probably just keep down scouting duties for a little bit.
It should be me because I aggroed them.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yep,
so
they're
keep
sailing
watch.
towards us.
Are they? Okay.
Let's just... Alright then.
Want to fight it, or you want to just run?
Let's just run.
Okay.
I mean...
Alright, we can just run and
running-
sell, I guess.
Wait, hang on. Hang on. Where are they, actually? Why is this stupid thing never worked the way I wanted to? Okay. Yep, they're pulling up alongside. They're aiming to fight.
Okay.
I'm fine with fighting, too. If they gain on us.
Let me just heal myself in case that does happen. Grab some good food.
And put our snaky friend up on the stairs to block them from boarding.
Okay, now the question here is how far are they going to give the chase? Because if they're really willing to commit to it, then it'll be tough for us to be able to sell very well, especially if we don't currently have a rowboat. So it's sort of a matter of if they're willing to chase all the way through the map, then I think we're better off just fighting.
Well, I put Snake over here. It managed to hit me with poison without even looking at me from behind. So that was hilarious.
Alternatively, if we want to be really funny and create some chaos, we could bring them towards this other ship that's at the Reaper's hideout and have a bit of a three-way battle.
Sure. Why not? We have some time.
Or at least try and, create... Oh.
Throw!
Wait, why did
Oops,
we bring...
sorry.
Oh, I see, to guard the ladder. But the thing is, it still bites me when trying to steer the ship.
Oh, crap. Well, I'll just be on permanent snake calming duty then. But the wheel keeps being super fiddly.
So...
Yep, I'm just gonna be on music duty for a minute.
We also have a skeleton.
Maybe the skeleton ship attacks them. Yeah.
Yeah, it could also attack us. So.
Well, they clearly are not, so...
Grab more food. We're getting close to the other ship that's at the Reaper's hideout, too. So, I mean, if we want to just try and force a battle between the two of them and run away, we could do that.
That would be very hilarious.
I've done that before as a solo player, just find, kind of move up the food chain. If the brigantine's chasing me, lead the brigantine to a galleon.
And then to
like
quote
that.
another Japanese staple, well, an American take on a Japanese staple, but still, let them fight. Let me just quickly find a different shanty.
The other ship is on the move now. One that's at the Reaper's hideout. So let's see.
Oh, well.
Just kind of. All right, and we have the ship on our left pulling up.
Yep.
So. Now they're trying to chain shot us, so look out for that. Get ready to repair if you need to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put you over not there.
Alright.
So that
they're gonna
Kevin
fire
doesn't get
from the
bitten.
right. They're gonna fire from the right. Miss. Alright, now let's go to make our move. Now let's just try to get out of here. And not have two ships chasing us. Alright. It looks like our plan's working so far, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
Maybe
I'll
not,
take it.
maybe not.
Maybe.
Right. I think that other ship probably just wants to get out of here with their group, unfortunately.
Okay, well, we still have the speed advantage for now. I am so sorry for getting us into this.
Alright.
But yeah, it seems to be the newbie ship that is spoiling for a fight because I trolled them and stole their only thing that they found.
So once we have enough distance from that other ship, which really doesn't seem to want to engage, I mean, we can just force a fight if we want. I'm just make sure my food and wood supplies are good. Alright. You want to just fight?
Well, let's keep chasing for as long as we can before we get into an advantageous position. Like probably somewhere where we can, where we know how to get around an island and maybe they don't. Like, maybe trying to get them as close as possible to.
There's not much around that would fit that.
Well, maybe what I do then is harass them with a sniper rifle and try to slow them down.
You could always try to board, and I can keep sailing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stealthily hop off, and I'll keep going in a straight line so they don't...
I'll swim with the snake and poison them that way.
You can try that. I wouldn't advise that, but you can try it.
I'm feeling very cheeky today. Oh no, I think it's yeah, I think somebody's trying to invite us to a party. I'm not falling for it, though. Okay.
Get anything.
Keep going. Protect the ship.
I'm just going to straight lines, so hopefully they don't diverge too much.
Well, I missed, so I have to go back now.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh, a megalodon! Peachy! Hopefully it attacks them.
Let's go...
Yeah, we still have quite a speed advantage. There's no way that they're gonna catch us if we just want to run.
Well, I mean, we're both sailing in the same...
That is true, we are. Really trying to snipe them, but it's not working.
I'm just trying to make sure we don't go off the map too far.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Let's turn north. Maybe I can lead them towards... I don't know if they aided into doing the fort or something. I don't know.
Probably not. If they're this single-minded on vengeance against it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, mostly me.
Yeah.
Then I don't think anything's going to deter them from their course. But they realize
they're trying to snipe. Careful. Just don't hold your head up too much. Probably going to point us north.
I'm not great with sniper rifles either, but I can at least deter them.
Just kind of steering us towards this fort to see if that starts bothering them or something.
Probably not, but again, we'll see.
If the cannons start firing on them. Sword swipes, is that you?
That was me.
Okay, cool. Want to make sure no one's on our ship.
Well, I threw a couple of fire bombs at them. That ought to slow them down.
Yep.
Returning. Okay. Oh, well, I spawned into getting bitten by a snake, so that's fun.
You took the fire out. Oh, they got a hit on me. I gotta stay down.
This was not the best advised of engagements, but... Okay,
yeah, I mean, especially with fellow sloops, I tend to prefer to just try to ally with them.
Ah, that's alright. They have chosen their path.
Because if we allied with them, we could team up against that other that guild
Oh, well.
emissaries or
That was true.
roaming
I
around.
just at that point I had been fighting them and was like, I'm not gonna get defeated this time. When I was like, I mean, I didn't sink their ship single-handedly. I didn't think I could do that, but I was like, well, at least I can steal their wood crate and troll them a bit. Thank you, Triple.
We should probably just kill the snake. It's causing us way more damage than it's helping.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Right. I think we should just engage at this point. We're just prolonging things.
Okay.
When
Well,
you're ready,
let
I
me
can turn
get off.
towards them and try to get a shot off before they can shoot us.
Yeah, that's a good
All right.
idea.
Ready?
Hang on. I gotta load chain shot.
Yeah, let's start with that chain shot. Alright, go for it. Whenever you're ready. Probably gonna get a shot on us
Okay, and well, somebody's getting off the boat.
soon. Yeah, I saw
Trying
them.
to board.
Yeah. Oh, did they try to harpoon us? They're trying to harpoon someone.
Yep, they are. They're harpooning. Great, cool.
They're coming up on our right. Alright, they're probably gonna get some shots. Get ready.
Oh, they did. I'm dead.
Yep.
On the back of the ship.
Okay. Alright, they're boarding.
Crap.
They tried at least. I don't know if they were successful.
I'm just gonna offer my soul. Oh my god, I'm such
Alright, they're
idiot with
anchoring
this.
us.
Yeah.
I don't know what killed me, to be honest.
Well, I think they're gonna start looting us now. We should not have
Probably.
slowed down. Damn it. It's okay though. This is what I get for my hubris. And poor decision making while tired. But anyway.
Alright, coming back in. Probably got us on fire or something.
Well, I've got
They're still on
they
our
have
ship.
not actually.
Careful. Alright. I killed one of them. They're hammering our ship, so I'm gonna start repairing. Well, one of them's dead. If you get
Well-
a chance, you could unanchor us.
I got a few critical shots on them.
Okay, I gotta bail.
Okay,
a bit.
I'm getting back.
I'm bailing for
The
a
water.
second, and then... Oh, they've got someone on the ship again, I think. Alright, we need to get this thing back up. Sitting ducks. Alright, as soon as that happens,
I stab locked them. Okay, let's get this out of here.
I'm gonna help Dale for a sec, then I'll repair.
I'll repair. You do it.
Okay.
Oh my god. My heart is pounding in my chest. Let's just get out of here.
Get on it. Still firing on us.
Well, they're still trying anyway.
We've got
Thank-
some distance on them now.
I think my camera shot, my camera shots, my cannon shots got them pretty
We're
good.
gonna have to repair the mast at some point.
Yep,
before that.
I'm on it.
Yep. Okay, so they're way back. I'm kind of worried there could be someone on our ship, so let me just do a double check.
Okay, you
that's
do
not
that.
the case.
Okay, well we only have one hole on the mast, and I repaired it already. So
Cool. Oh, there are some
nobody
holes on
trying
the
to
big
barrel
deck,
it.
too.
That was intense, but we did it. I think. There's no way they can
Cool.
catch up at this point with how many shots I was able to put in them. It was
Yeah.
a pretty risky gamble to
Alright,
send someone,
so
of course.
we probably want to go southeast, but the problem is there is a Reaper on Plunder Outpost, but it looks like they're leaving. So we just might have to thread the needle a bit and avoid them.
Well, let's see. Yeah, that is the only outpost for miles around.
Yeah, because if we head back up towards Port Merrick, we're getting into the territory that should be just escaped from.
Yeah. I'm betting that it was actually a veteran ship that just used no cosmetics to.
Yeah, that's always
hide.
possible. It's always very possible.
But I'm not gonna be an idiot and engage the Megalodon.
So I think where we're headed right now, as long as we keep an eye on the Reapers, we should be all right. Because we can just go south-southeast, then cut southeast afterwards.
The other ship is also not unfurled its sails yet, which is interesting. They must still be repairing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do in that situation, probably.
Yeah, just cut and run at that point.
Well fought. Oh, but I'm so relieved we kept all our stuff and they
They're trying to take some
didn't
pot
like
shots
that.
at us.
From that distance? Come on, maybe they are noobs.
Hey, you never know. Just take some parting shots. Just try and get us. All right.
That's like throwing a grenade across the map in classic Call of Duty. Possible, I guess, but very, very, very unlikely to get anyone with it. Yeah, no, I think we're good.
All right. And we're going to be crossing near the Reaper ship, so let's be careful there.
Man, okay. So maybe I was wrong and there's another ship. Because there is another ship that is currently behind us. But is heading the other way, I think. I don't really know.
I think that was the ship we just fought. See, that's where they were a moment ago. Yeah, their sails
there was
were
another
popped up,
ship that is parked, so...
Probably... Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that one. Okay, we're passing by the Reapers, but we've got some distance between us, so they hopefully don't see us.
Let me just check.
Okay, I can see them.
Nest.
I can see them with the spyglass, but they're pretty far.
I'll keep an eye on them. You keep sailing the ship.
Okay. Once we're clear of them, we can just head to the outpost and hopefully be able to sell. Oh.
That sounds good.
There's the skeleton ship we were passing by before. So we're just kind of camping there.
Another skeleton ship. But we have the advantage, I think. And
okay, so as long as we don't see any
sell.
ships on the horizon, once we get to Plunder Outpost, we should be able to just sell in peace, hopefully.
Hopefully is the operative word there. Let's just hope that skeleton ship doesn't attack us either.
Yeah.
They are getting concerningly closer, but we could just take some running pot shots at them and leave if it comes to that. We almost got turned into 1,000 sunny-side up eggs there. So I'm less battle hungry than I was now.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh no!
And the Megalodon.
It's the Megalodon! Jinx. Oh no. Well, as long as they don't attack it, it won't attack us.
Yeah, they generally don't aggro unless you start the fight.
Giant extinct sharks are more afraid of you than you are of them. I guess is the moral of the story there. Like, okay, I know for certain that sometimes when I'm jumping, I'm not moving the stick at all, and it's pushing me forward off of a surface. So this controller seems to have drift. I'm gonna try this same battery with the other controller. It should be fine. And then maybe I unfortunately have to trade in this one for like $11. Because what I'll most likely do, especially if Nintendo announces the Switch next week, Switch 2, is you know what? I'm just gonna definitively return the Kill the Justice League game because that was the more expensive of the two to get, and this one is the least understandable of the two between Gotham Knights and this, because like, you know what? I'll keep going with Gotham Knights if you are.
Yeah, I'm having a great time with it.
I would like to try the code. I would like to try the co-op with that.
Yeah, I think there's 8 chapters. I think I'm at the end of the 4th one now. And there's more side stuff than I thought there would be. Like, so I am doing a lot of that.
I haven't even unlocked lighting yet for Batgirl, so I need to do that.
Yeah, once you get that, Reversal gets a little bit better, but it's still definitely the weak point of that game is the actual open world stuff.
It again feels like the developers looked at videos of how Arkham games played and then tried to copy from that, because I can see where like the grappling and stuff is very much calling back to Arkham, but at the same time not very convincingly in terms of animations and sound. Same with the combat, which still peeved that it doesn't have a counter button. Oh. Okay, so there is a hole in the ship from crashing on the shoreline like that.
I got a little too close to shore because I was trying to take a shortcut towards the Sovereigns.
Okay, well, I'm bailing. It's not a lot of water. There we are. Let me just see something. Okay, I was fooled by a structure on the sea post again. It feels like early game days where people were like, "Is that a ship?" Nope. Anyway, let's start selling stuff. Finally, I can breathe a sigh of relief there.
Guess I'll just anchor us. I am just a little concerned in case one of those ships decides to double back, but we've got enough distance now.
Then I won't waste any time.
You know what? We don't have enough distance. I see a ship on the horizon.
Wait, what?
I'm just gonna get the anchor up and get ready to go if we have to. I saw them peeking out behind a rock just now. They could just be trying to ambush us.
Okay, well, drop things, and I will sell them.
Fortunately, okay. Awkward spot, because I was fully prepared to just not move the ship again.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna kind of keep watch here, if that's alright.
Yeah, I'll sell as quickly as I can.
I swear to God, I saw a ship with their sails pointed towards us behind that big rock arch that we passed through.
It being further away from the Sovereigns is going to make this difficult. Or,
yeah,
well, not
I know.
difficult,
I just want to be
harder.
ready to go if we have to.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm in the crow's nest now, so I can get a little better look. I don't see them right now.
And if you have to go when I'm not at the ship, then you can do that.
Okay. I still see them, but now they look like they're sailing away from us, I think.
Okay.
But I'm still just staring at them just to be sure.
Yeah. If it turns out that they are getting closer to us, then the amount that I'm selling now is probably fine anyway.
Yeah.
Just by myself. Individually. Okay. But we're doing it. We're really doing it.
They're far enough away that they would take a minute to get to us, so I'm just gonna point the ship back and try to help you sell, so you can just get everything sold at least in case they do get the jump on us.
Yep, and then we'll act like we have. We're
really. We have a chest we can use too, so that'll help.
Oh yeah.
I grabbed the chest. Yeah.
How about I pile up
leave
the small
stuff, and I can just pick it up 3 at a time.
Sounds like a plan. Oh, those glorious delayed notifications. Let's see. Then I'm just gonna lay this Trident of Dark Tides out on the deck itself, so that in case. Oh, a new title. A Jar of Athena's Incense. What was that for? I guess for selling a lot of jars of Athena's Incense, but I didn't even see that we had that. Oh, I have another treasure chest. There we go. And take the gold from that. Thank you. And placing. Alright. This is all looking a lot more doable now. Don't see anything either. But from here, I wouldn't really, to begin with.
We've got most of the small stuff sold.
Yep, if we have any left, I have the empty chest still, but...
Yep. Alright, so I'll just sell the chest I have.
I'm just trying to see if there's any miscellaneous Xbox Wire announcements related to the Tokyo Game Show that I missed. Let's see all the biggest announcements. That's what GameStop spot though. I mean, a lot of the other stuff other than things that we talked about is like small marketing updates for like Sin Duality, Echoes of Ada, and oh, I know. Atelier Yuma being inspired by Halo.
Yeah. Wait, what? I didn't know about that.
Well, apparently I guess the action is Halo inspired? I'm not really sure, because the last time I tried an Atelier game was on the Switch, and there was combat, I guess? But I barely remember it.
Yeah, but this is... I thought this newest one was real-time combat, so I think that's a fairly big departure. Because the other Atelier games, as far as I'm aware, are almost turn-based.
Again, the last time I played them was I played an Atelier game.
I've played
on the
a
Switch
couple
years
of
ago.
them. I've never finished one, but I played a couple of them. They're alright. They're not really my type of JRPG, because they get very... at least the ones I played get very into, like, okay, run these dungeons a few times to get, like, better crafting materials and stuff, almost like MMO style. And that's
That's
really
what got me bored eventually.
Yeah.
Of that formula, but I'm betting that it's not actually like a first-person shooter. It's just they wanted to have more action and also give a nod to Xbox fans.
Yeah, I would guess it's more the push and pull of the combat, because I remember reading an interview about it where they mentioned, like, you know, when you're at low HP, we wanted to give you more options to kind of fend for yourself rather than just have to heal. And that sort of sounds Halo-y, I guess, if you really wanted to stretch it.
Interesting. Right. Yeah, I'll see. It's interesting that we have a big Japanese game marketed by Xbox, and it's just not a game that you usually see marketed by Xbox.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace. I'd be totally willing to try it.
This whole week has been a nice change of pace, because other than that gossipery around annapurnainteractive, it doesn't seem like anybody's added additional F-ups at the corporate level for now, so again, maybe Gaming is starting to heal. And what the what? Well, anyway, And
Oh,
if,
I voted to lower emissary, by the way.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think we got everything.
And if Nintendo nails it with the Switch 2 launch, like I think they will, then we could really start to see gaming healing, maybe. But with that triumphant music, I think it's time to finally let you go. Thank you for coming with me on this extended voyage.
Always.
And there was some good news, so I'm happy with that. Anyway, you all have a good one.
And yeah,